So what is going on, y'all? I am back here with another quick update and some crazy information that I found. I mean, not crazy, but yeah, it is crazy. And just to give you an update on everything that's been going on, I actually made another video and I was gonna post it, but it I decided to make a totally different one because some of the parts or a part that I bought for the motor is not gonna work anymore, and I'll explain to you why. So anyways, I'm glad I got to the bottom of this because this has been holding up my build. And anyways, here we go. So let me flip this camera around. I'm gonna show you some parts that I got in as well, and I'll go from there first, and then I'll flip the camera around and kind of just explain what I had found out in regards to my engine. All right, let me flip this camera parts around really quick. I got this from Rock Auto. Actually, the first time I've ever ordered anything from Rock Auto. These are my, you guys didn't know, I'm doing a tank swap from a 94 to 96 Buick Roadmaster. Same thing that comes in like a 94, I think a 94, 95 SS Impala, Caprice, Cadillac, all that. These straps have a cross brace too, so it's actually 3 straps. So I'm gonna try to use those and see if I can actually mock up something to use on my Chevelle. If not, I might have to use something from scratch or make something from scratch. That was about 28 bucks. Just ordered some paint and some other, that's a chassis paint that I'm gonna actually use for my my new rear end that I have for my Caprice. And it's all just kind of surface rusted and everything, so I'm gonna clean it all up, paint it with that Summit Racing chassis paint. I've used it a few times. It works awesome. Ordered some new top coat because I love this stuff. I gotta or paint some extra things with this as well, so I ordered some of that. What else did I do? Cleaned up all these OG parts for my Chevelle. The armrest there, that's the deal for my accelerator pedal. This is the defrost vent that actually hooks up to the heater box, and then it actually diverts the air up to the windshield. These parts right here, y'all, crazy money for the Chevelle. Actually, anything made for the Chevelle is kind of expensive, but so I'm trying to savor everything that I have. I'm just gonna paint those black, and they should turn out pretty good. My seats, GTO seats, are torn apart. I sent the back coverings to my boy, who actually got some handmade embroidered Chevelle emblems. I'll try to post a picture of that here at the end of this video as well, so you guys can see that. It's phenomenal. And I'm super excited because it's gonna cover that GTO logo and then have Chevelle on it. Oh man, I'm super excited about that. So can't wait to get those out back. What else? Got a bracket piece for my console. I'm gonna paint that here pretty soon. It's supposed to be like 60 degrees this weekend, y'all, and I'm super excited about that. 60 to 70 degrees, so it's finally turning around and coming back into like more spring type weather. Disassembling my heads. I bought a whole new dual spring kit for my heads from BTR, so those would be good to go. And as soon as I mount those on the engine, I'm gonna have a push rod length checker. I'm gonna check my rod length and make sure everything's good to go, and then order those. I'm assuming it's gonna take 7.4, but I want to be sure. You should always measure for rod length anyway, especially since I have a checker. I might as well just do that. And just some other odds and ends, things I'm painting and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it as far as new parts. There is one more part, and I'm gonna flip this camera around and talk a little bit about it. Hold on. As you guys know, I was dealing with some piston ring issues. So here we go. So the first set of rings, I actually made a video about that, right? All the rings actually measured out bigger, but except for one ring was like totally off. And I think that actually was a defect. So I went ahead and sent that back and just waiting for my refund on that. In the meantime, I actually ordered another set of rings from Sealed Power, or actually it's from Summit, but they're Sealed Power brand, probably a little bit better brand. And those were actually measuring out a little bit bigger than stock, at least to what I thought. And the bore that the other ring had from the other set of pistons, measured out bigger at. It actually measured the same on the newer set as all the rings. So they actually measured out the same. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm good to go. I'm going to use these, whatever. So I had to gap the second ring. So there's a top ring, then the second ring, and then you have your bottom set of rings. So the second ring that goes in the second ring laying, I had to gap that a little bit bigger. So I gapped them all, and then I come to mount them on the pistons, and they don't fit. Meaning they don't fit. The thickness of the top ring was too thick to actually mount or sit inside the top ringland of the piston. And I'm like, what the hell? I just was like blown away. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I knew I ordered the right part and whatever and this and that. So just to make this story short, long story short, I started doing some research on my motor. And come to find out, when I took the the actual pistons out of the engine, when I was cleaning them, I noticed that not only that they were dished, but they had some valve reliefs in them. So, you know, I didn't really think nothing of it, but I had kind of always thought that LQ4 earlier models like 2000 to 2003 or 99 to 2003 all were either flat pistons, and I think those came in like the LQ9 if I'm not mistaken, or they were dished, which came in the LQ4 I believe. So I really didn't think nothing of it. I just saw that they were not only dished, but they had valve relief. So I know I ordered 2000 for these rings for 2003 models, 2002, whatnot. They should all fit the same. So it was really just bugging me. So I sent a message to my tuner who knows everything about these LS motors, and he had me send him a couple pictures. He said, send me a picture of the reluctor reel on the crank, the casting number. He wanted me to send him a picture of the top of the block and all that. So long story short, when I did all that and sent them to him, he said I had a Gen 3 block with Gen 4 pistons in my motor. So I was like, what? Like, why in the hell would I do? Why would the hell would I have that? And why in the hell would somebody put other pistons in this motor when actually the motor looked like it had never been torn apart before? So me doing more research and digging and looking on the internet and different forums and things like that, what I come to find out is, I believe, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong if you know something different, from what I read, the later models of the LQ4s that were ending in like 06 into 07 actually were produced with Gen 4 rotating assemblies. So like the later models that were made like 2006, 2007, they decided to put the newer model rotated assemblies 2007 and on inside those later model LQ4. So I believe that I have a 2006 to 2007 LQ4 versus a 2003 and older like I thought I had. So because when I bought the engine, the ad said 2003 Chevy Express van. And to be honest, I always kind of thought that when I went and met the guy, he seemed legit and everything. But after the fact, when I started putting things together in regards to, like, one time he sent me this video, and because I wanted to hear it run, and sent me a video of an engine running, and it was in a cargo van. But when I looked at some of the things that engine had on it versus what mine had, just little subtle things, it was different. So I had already bought the motor, so I didn't, you know, there's nothing else I could do about it. But just little things. And I was like, well, oh well, I got a 6-liter truck motor, whatever, it's good. I'm not worried about it. So I just think, honestly, he put the ad up saying it was a 2003 motor. He just wanted to get rid of it, to sell it, whatever. I got it, and boom. This is what it is. So long story short, looks like I got a 2006, 2007 model with a better rotating assembly. Supposedly these rods and this rotating assembly will handle about 700 to 900 horsepower. That's what I researched. I don't know if that's true. I probably will never get that much out of the motor, but who knows, you know. I mean, that Caprice I built that and Pro Charge it and everything, so who knows, y'all. But anyways, to me, I guess that's good news. It's definitely pushed out my build messing with these damn piston rings, but you know, I guess there is something good to come out of it. So anyways, that's kind of what's been going on here. So now I guess I'm gonna order a new set of rings, or I just might use my old ones. So my guy said there's nothing wrong with using old rings as long as they're fine and, you know, intact and good. So I might just run those and gap them a little bit bigger just to save the money, since they actually look really, really good. So I might do that, but who knows. So anyways, I want to keep this video a little bit shorter, not rambling on, but you know, things like this happen, and I'm glad for me it happened for the better, and I didn't get shafted and, you know, bought some 5.3 when it was supposed to be a 6.0 or something weird like that. But anyways, it's late here. I'm gonna go ahead and head out, but I wanted to share that with y'all. So now that I got to the bottom of it, now I can proceed with the build. So anyways, you guys take care out there, stay healthy, be safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.